All right, welcome back. It's Thursday, so you know what that means. Our Shawanda Jones is joining me and Isaac in studio to talk about the latest trending
I'm
stories.
flanked by bright colors, and I have this dull gray
right. All right, well, first, Shawanda, you recently spoke with a young man from West Point who was shot during that Oasis Clay County incident. So, first of all, talk to us about his story and how he is recovering today.
It was very inspiring. He was shot 3 times in the back while saving his sister and her friend as well. Once he heard gunshots, he immediately fell on top of them to cover them.
Wow.
And in the process, he got shot 3 times in the back. But that didn't stop him. He knew he was shot, got up, and then tried to get other people to safety as well, knowing good and well that he was shot and need to go to the hospital. So after that, you know, he went to the hospital and then he started having complications, a failed surgery. All of his friends and family, they came to the hospital to check on him. They actually prayed over him while he was in the hospital bed. It was very, very inspiring. And a week and a half later, he got out. He literally walked out of the hospital. And I was invited to his coming home celebration where he was able to tell me his story in person. And I had been in contact with the mom for the entire time up until just a couple hours after he was shot. And she's wonderful and he's inspiring. And I love having that opportunity to be able to capture that experience.
Turning, you know, such a harrowing moment into heroism.
Yes,
you know, he was a hero.
Definitely.
Because truly, I know when your story played, I just kept thinking whenever he said after he had been shot that he kept going like, I don't know how you can do that, you know, truly.
Yeah, the amount of pain that he, I mean, it thinks every time I have an ache in my joint, I'm like, okay, well, he shot 3 times. How did he? I mean, obviously it was adrenaline, you know.
Right,
had to just
adrenaline,
sort of take over,
and
but still.
he said it was instinct. Like I knew what I needed to do. The pain had really no effect on me because I knew what I needed to do. I knew I needed to have get other people to safety, and that's just something a real hero says. You know, they never take themselves for being a hero. They just think it's instinct. So.
All right, so moving on, the search for a missing Missouri student, Riley Strain. It's something that has caught the attention of multiple media outlets. So let's talk about it. What are y'all's theories? What do you think happened? And do y'all believe the bar should be responsible or friends?
What do you say, Isaac?
Well, I mean, the bar served him 1 drink, yes, and then they asked him to leave. So
the bar did what they were supposed to do.
Yeah, I don't think the bar should be responsible. Now, if they didn't ask him to leave and they served him more, then that's probably a different conversation, right? But since they have right to refuse service to anybody, you, me, you, regardless of how many, and obviously he was, you know, they asked him to leave for a reason. We don't know what that reason was per se, but obviously, I don't think they should be held.
The only question I have in that issue is, was he already showing signs of intoxication when he walked into the bar? Now, I used to be a bartender, and there were laws and rules that you followed. If someone is already showing severe intoxication, you do not serve them. No matter what, you just turn them away. So that's one question. I think he fell into a river or something, or got mugged, then fell into the river. But I do believe that his friends should share some type of responsibility, whether that be criminal or civil. I'm not an attorney. I'm not a part of the family.
We're just up here. You know, this reminds me too of that situation a couple of years ago in Tuscaloosa. And you remember they found that student's body in the Black Warrior River from downtown. Now, I don't think the bar threw him out that night, but still, it has a lot of similarities to that. Now, that student was a local in Tuscaloosa. This one visiting from Missouri.
Right.
And I think one interesting thing is, I know especially as women, I feel like we go in groups to things. And so if me and Shawanda were going somewhere and that happened to her, I know, like, as a woman, I wouldn't let her stay outside by herself.
If Kealy got kicked out, I'm following Kealy out. And I, as I understand, the friend tried to do that, but someone came and tapped him on the shoulder. Hey, you got to pay the bill. Here's my ID. I got to follow my friend. I'll be back. If I don't, what you gonna do? You know, you got my ID, call the police or whatever. But my friend's safety
or
is
just
first.
charge, you know, if you leave a bar and you don't have the thing closed, you know, they just charge you extra gratuity.
Yeah, they charge you extra.
But so
I'd rather have that and save a friend, you know, and be with a friend.
It's definitely something very interesting, and I think makes you especially since, I mean, technically you are an adult at our age, but I mean, still a young adult. So how do you stay responsible
we certainly hope for the best, or
Right.
if nothing else, closure for the family, and his friends that were with him that night. For sure.
I agree.
Yes. And especially in Nashville, since there's so much going on there.
Yeah.
But
Same.
we've still got more to talk about when we come back. Stay with us.